Pope Francis. Have you ever wondered what hidden truths lie beneath the humble exterior of the man who leads the world's largest faith? What secrets and unexpected chapters of his life remain concealed behind gentle smiles and quiet prayers? Today, we embark on a journey into the fascinating and mysterious world of Pope Francis, a story filled with little-known facts, intriguing encounters, and surprising twists that defy expectations. From his humble beginnings in Argentina to his meteoric rise within the Catholic Church, his life is a tapestry woven with courage, controversy, and a relentless quest for justice and compassion. Imagine a young man growing up in the modest streets of Buenos Aires, where the vibrant rhythms of life mixed with the stark realities of poverty and hope. Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, he was not destined for the lofty corridors of power in his early years. Instead, he learned the values of humility and perseverance from the very streets he walked. As you watch images of bustling city life intercut with serene landscapes of the Argentine countryside, you begin to see how these formative experiences laid the foundation for a man who would eventually transform the face of modern Catholicism. His journey from the working-class neighborhoods to the quiet halls of a Jesuit college is filled with unexpected detours and mysterious coincidences, each chapter echoing with the silent call of destiny. Throughout his youth, there were whispers of a man who was both introspective and fiercely determined. Stories passed down by those who knew him hint at secret moments of reflection in hidden corners of bustling chapels and quiet cafes, where he would jot down thoughts that later became the seeds of his revolutionary ideas. These intimate details, seldom discussed in public forums, reveal a side of Pope Francis that is rarely seen, a man who grappled with the same doubts and dreams as any other, yet possessed a resilience that propelled him toward greatness. His early years were marked not by an immediate embrace of power, but by a careful accumulation of wisdom, compassion, and an unyielding desire to serve the marginalized. As the narrative unfolds, we delve into his profound spiritual awakening. In a world often dominated by material pursuits and superficial accolades, Francis's call to simplicity and humility resonates like a whisper in the wind. His decision to enter the Society of Jesus was not a moment of flamboyant proclamation, but a quiet, almost clandestine commitment to a life of service. A decision made in the stillness of early mornings and the solitude of candlelit prayer. Visualize a montage of faded photographs, handwritten letters, and time-worn church records that offer a glimpse into the days when a young Bergoglio walked the path of spiritual discovery, guided by a deep, almost mystical sense of purpose. These little-known episodes of his life, filled with private reflections and personal sacrifices, challenge the conventional image of a leader who always appears confident and unflappable. As we move through the corridors of his life, we uncover how the trials he faced, political turbulence, internal church conflicts, and the everyday struggles of ordinary people, shaped his worldview. His approach to issues like poverty, immigration, and social justice has always been grounded in personal experience. The images of crowded city streets, where hope battles despair at every corner, blend seamlessly with serene vistas of quiet monasteries where meditation and prayer offer solace. Amid these contrasting visuals, Pope Francis emerges not as a distant pontiff, but as a man intimately connected with the plight of the common people. His actions, whether through his humble travel to impoverished regions or his public speeches urging compassion and reform, speak of a man who has carried the burdens of his people on his own shoulders. Yet, even as his life seems dedicated to transparency and humility, there remains an aura of mystery around many of his decisions and actions. Few know about the clandestine meetings he held with leaders of various faiths long before his papacy, or the secret letters exchanged with political figures that hinted at a broader vision for a more compassionate global order. These episodes, shrouded in relative obscurity, are only now coming to light, offering a glimpse into a world where faith and politics intersect in unexpected ways. Hidden behind the public persona is a man who has, time and again, challenged the status quo, pushing boundaries and questioning long-held traditions in the pursuit of a more inclusive and empathetic church. The narrative deepens as we explore the transformative impact of his election as Pope in 2013, a moment that sent shockwaves through both the religious and secular worlds. His ascension to the papacy was not heralded by the pomp and circumstance traditionally associated with the Vatican. Rather, it was marked by a sense of renewal and cautious optimism. As you watch stirring footage of the crowds gathered in St. Peter's Square, faces filled with hope and uncertainty, you can feel the palpable shift in the air, a sense that history was unfolding before your eyes. In that moment, a new era began, one that promised to rewrite the rules of engagement between the Church and the modern world. Pope Francis quickly distinguished himself from his predecessors through his unorthodox approach to leadership, his open embrace of social issues, his willingness to engage with marginalized communities, and his outspoken critiques of economic inequality set him apart in a landscape where tradition often reigns supreme. Yet, behind his progressive rhetoric lies a series of enigmatic decisions that continue to spark debate. How does a man, rooted in the traditions of centuries-old rituals, come to champion radical ideas that seem at odds with those very traditions? The answer, as it turns out, is as complex as it is fascinating. It is a story of inner conflict, personal transformation, and a relentless drive to reconcile the ideals of faith with the harsh realities of the modern world. In the midst of his transformative papacy, there are moments that invite us to question the nature of power and responsibility. One such moment occurred during a quiet meeting with survivors of social injustice, a meeting that was captured in grainy, almost secretive footage, and later dismissed as a minor incident by the mainstream media. Yet those who witnessed it speak of an intensity and compassion that defied explanation, a glimpse into a side of the Pope that is rarely seen by the public. These moments, filled with raw emotion and understated heroism, add layers of complexity to his already multifaceted character. They remind us that even the highest authority in the Church is not immune to moments of vulnerability and doubt. Midway through our exploration, if these revelations are as enthralling and thought-provoking as they are, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support fuels our journey into these hidden chapters of history, ensuring that you won't miss any of the mysteries and revelations yet to be uncovered. Beyond his public engagements, Pope Francis has also cultivated a reputation for subtle symbolism and esoteric gestures, each one laden with meaning and steeped in history. Consider, for example, his choice to reside in a modest guest house rather than the opulent papal apartments, a decision that many view as a deliberate statement against the extravagance of the past. Or the way he often uses simple language in his speeches, deliberately avoiding the ornate rhetoric that has long characterized papal addresses. These choices, while seemingly minor, are imbued with a profound symbolism that speaks to a desire to bridge the gap between the sacred and the everyday. They hint at a philosophy that values authenticity over appearance, a philosophy that challenges the established norms of power and privilege within the Church. There are also curious anecdotes about secret meetings with world leaders and influential figures from diverse backgrounds. Rumors abound of closed-door discussions held in the quiet recesses of the Vatican, where decisions that could shape global policy were made over cups of humble coffee and quiet conversation. Some accounts even suggest that behind these meetings were layers of coded language and symbolic gestures, subtle nods to a broader vision for a world governed not by wealth or power, but by compassion and solidarity. While much of this remains shrouded in mystery, these little-known facts add an air of intrigue to the Pope's legacy, prompting us to wonder just how deep his influence might extend beyond the boundaries of traditional religious practice. As we continue to peel back the layers of his enigmatic life, we encounter stories that reveal a man who is as complex as he is compassionate. His personal struggles, his battles with loneliness, the burden of responsibility, and the constant pressure to live up to an almost mythical ideal are woven into the fabric of his public persona. Behind every decision, every public appearance, there is a man who has faced his own inner demons and emerged with a renewed commitment to justice and mercy. It is this human element, often obscured by the grandeur of the papal title, that makes his story all the more compelling. His journey is not just a series of historical events, but a deeply personal narrative of redemption, transformation, and the relentless pursuit of a better world. One of the most fascinating aspects of Pope Francis's papacy is his approach to reform within the Church itself. In an institution steeped in tradition and ritual, his calls for transparency, accountability, and modernization have been nothing short of revolutionary. He has initiated sweeping changes in areas long considered untouchable, reshaping policies on everything from financial management to the role of women in the Church. These reforms, controversial as they are transformative, highlight a central paradox in his leadership, a balancing act between honoring centuries of tradition and embracing the urgent need for change. The very act of challenging entrenched systems, of daring to question the status quo, is both an act of bravery and a source of enduring mystery. What drives a man who has reached the pinnacle of spiritual authority to risk everything in the pursuit of progress? The answer may lie in his deep-seated belief that true faith must evolve alongside society, a belief that continues to inspire and confound in equal measure. Yet, not all aspects of his papacy have been met with unanimous approval. His bold stances on social justice, immigration, and environmental stewardship have ruffled feathers within the conservative corridors of the Vatican, igniting debates that resonate far beyond the confines of religious discourse. Critics argue that his progressive agenda risks diluting centuries-old doctrines, while supporters see him as a visionary leader capable of bridging divides in an increasingly polarized world. This tension between tradition and innovation is one of the most captivating elements of his legacy. It invites us to consider how the forces of change can coexist with the weight of history, and how even the most revered institutions must sometimes adapt to survive. As the narrative of Pope Francis continues to unfold, there emerges an undeniable sense of mystery, a reminder that even the most public figures harbor secrets and complexities that defy easy explanation. Hidden within the folds of his extensive travels, his private reflections, and his interactions with people from all walks of life, there are stories that speak of quiet heroism and personal sacrifice. In moments of solitude, away from the prying eyes of the media, he is said to have engaged in long, reflective conversations with those whose voices are rarely heard in the grand halls of power. These intimate exchanges, documented only in whispered recollections and confidential memoirs, reveal a man profoundly committed to listening and learning, a man who sees every encounter as an opportunity to understand the true meaning of compassion. Now, as we approach the end of this immersive exploration, take one final moment to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Your support is essential as we continue to peel back the layers of history, unearthing the stories that lie beneath the surface of our world's most intriguing figures. In the final chapters of our journey, we are left to ponder the enduring enigma of Pope Francis, a man who transcends the traditional confines of power and whose life is a testament to the transformative power of faith. His legacy is not defined solely by his actions or the reforms he has championed, but by the quiet, enduring impact he has had on millions of lives around the globe. From his early days in a humble neighborhood in Argentina to his current role as a global spiritual leader, every step of his journey is steeped in the mystery of human resilience and the ceaseless quest for truth and justice. His story challenges us to reconsider the very nature of leadership and the responsibilities that come with wielding influence in an ever-changing world. It is a narrative filled with contradictions, a blend of radical innovation and deep-rooted tradition, of public triumphs and private struggles, of transparency and guarded mystery. In each of these contradictions lies a lesson about the complexity of human nature and the profound truth that even those who reach the highest echelons of power are not immune to doubt, fear, and the weight of their own humanity. Pope Francis's life is a call to action for all of us, a call to look beyond the surface, to question established norms, and to seek out the hidden stories that lie beneath the veneer of everyday life. It is an invitation to embrace the unknown, to celebrate the beauty of imperfection, and to recognize that every human journey is marked by moments of both profound revelation and quiet introspection. His legacy reminds us that faith is not a static concept, but a dynamic force that evolves with every new challenge and every new generation. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey into the life and legacy of Pope Francis. As these images and narratives fade into the background of your thoughts, remember to like and subscribe so that you never miss our next deep dive into the mysteries and marvels that shape our world. Until our next exploration, keep questioning, keep seeking, and let the light of curiosity guide you through every shadow and every secret waiting to be revealed.